Hello everyone, in this video there will be a crash test of this Lamborghini. There will be a total of 5 collisions, 2 in the front, 2 on the sides and 1 in the rear of the car. But before I start crashing it, I'll tell you how this model can actually break and get body damage. I made this model out of clay with my own hands, and since it's a soft material, you can always change its shape or bend it. In my case, I can crash the car. You can watch the video of how I sculpted it by clicking the prompt above or by following the link in the description. It shows the entire process of creation from the very beginning to the fully finished model. There have already been many different crash tests of plasticine cars on the channel, but there hasn't been a car with this kind of body shape, in other words, a supercar. It doesn't have a large front hood or trunk, it's all streamlined and very low. That's why it will be interesting to see how this shape of car will deform. When creating it, I specifically designed the structure to allow the body to deform so that any part of the car would crumple, no matter where the impact occurs. The model is very well detailed and made with high quality. It has a beautiful bright interior in an unusual design, highlighted optics, headlights and original wheels that match the shape. And all of this is handmade from modeling clay. And to prevent it from sticking to my hands and leaving fingerprints on the surface, I coated it with a clear matte varnish. Now let's get to the actual crash test. Let's see how strong this Lamborghini is. The first collision will be head-on with a slanted block like this, similar to the ones used in real crash tests. And here are the damages the Lamborghini sustained after the first collision. Only the left side of the car is damaged, matching the shape of the block it crashed into. The bumper, fender and hood are damaged. The wheel was not affected, it remained intact. The damage isn't as severe as in previous crash tests, but it's not minor either. It's about average. Because of the long front part of the car, only the section before the wheel got bent and the damage didn't go any further. Considering that all of this is made out of modeling clay, it looks pretty good, quite realistic actually. And you can also see how the varnish on the body parts has cracked in the places where it bent. These are the types of resulting damages. But it still has many intact body parts where you can crash into and see the resulting damage. The next collision will also be in the front part. For this, I'll switch the block to a flat and even one to simulate a collision with a wall. This collision was more severe, crumpling the entire front of the car. Again, the damage only reached the wheel, but now it's tightly squeezed by the parts, and the fenders are bent outward. A lot of cracks appeared in the lacquer where the plasticine bent. The hood bent in half and the bumper itself is badly damaged, with many of its parts cracked. And it looks exactly like a collision with a flat, solid wall. On the other side, the wheel is also badly jammed and the bumper and fender are even more bent. These are the damages from the second collision and they look quite realistic. Now let's move on to the next test, namely a side impact on the driver's side against the pole, and I'm using a pencil as the pole. It turned out very precise and even, right in the center of the door. It bent it really badly, even touched the roof and warped the door. A big gap appeared. The door took on the rounded shape of the pole and got bent really badly. From above we can see that the pole went right up to the seat and even a bit further. Plus there's also the door trim inside, so the driver would have been really squeezed in there. And this is how it looks inside the cabin. We can see how the door is bent and tightly pressed against the seat. And this is how it looks from below. Even such a wide sill couldn't withstand a collision like that. It turned out very realistic, the damage looks really good, I really like how it turned out in the end. We can also see that only the door is bent, while the rear fender remains straight and intact. Now let's move on to the next test. It's like simulating a side collision with a car. For this, I'm changing the block that simulates the front part of the car. The car's entire side is damaged. The rocker panel was slightly hit, but it didn't bend, and here the damage didn't go into the interior as much as it did in the previous collision. From above, the door is visibly badly bent due to the large area of the block itself. However, the roof remained undamaged and straight. These are the damages we got. Now let's move on to the last test, the rear end collision. Here, things didn't go as planned, and the block just couldn't hold up and flew off together with the car. Since I didn't secure it well, I'm trying again. And here are the damages from the rear collision. Here, the wheel's already bent because it's very close to the bumper, and the bumper is very short. It's the left side that's damaged. The bumper is badly crushed, the headlight is broken, and the rear part of the fender is bent so much that you can even see the inside of the car, and the upper element is damaged as well. You can also see from above how the roof has shifted a bit. That was the last collision, and I won't be smashing this side anymore, so at least something on the car stays intact. It's already damaged enough. And here, once again, is the extent of all the damage to this Lamborghini. The crash test turned out cool and interesting. The damage looks very natural and realistic for a clay model of a car like this. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now this smashed copy of Lamborghini will be kept in my collection of clay crashed cars. And right now I'm already working on creating a new clay model of Gazelle next. You can follow the creation process on my Telegram channel, subscribe, and you'll stay up to date with all the events on my channel. And also, all my videos will now be released on VK Video, so make sure to subscribe there too, so you definitely don't miss my new videos. You can find all the links in the description. Thank you all for watching this video. Bye everyone. Subtitles created by